Let me be honest here. I don't really think this second part of the reunion gave very much. I like how Sweet Tea stood up for herself and the ladies stopped coming for Quad, but I do want to talk about Quad and these apologies she was making. I want to talk about Dr. G and Dr. Kima, who really seemed to be backpedaling on the fact that he said his wife was well trained. Let's talk about it. But before we get into this video, please do me a solid and hit that like button if you enjoy the content. Be sure to click on that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that notification bell for updates. Your support of the channel is greatly appreciated. Thank you.
I don't feel important. Well, you are important to me. You all are important to me. I think that we can agree that we both want the same type of friend.
You are important to me. You all are important to me. I don't quite know what to make of this apology tour Quad seemed to be going on after the first part of the reunion, because I thought the way she was being treated was just awful in part one. And had my video not been blocked, you all would have heard my take on part one of the reunion, but I digress. Anyway, Quad goes into apology mode as if no one is at fault but her. She pleads with Jackie to not believe she could ever do something so awful as to leak that clip of Jackie talking about black women being overdramatic during their pregnancies. Jackie then reacts to Quad in such a cold manner, at least from my perspective.
I was hurting. Why didn't you say something to me? Just believe. Why you look at me like that? You know I wouldn't do that to you. That's the problem. We're not connected enough to know that.
Jackie saying, Quad, that's the problem. We're not connected enough to know that. As Quad stands before her sobbing was absolutely so cold, Dr. Jackie. I mean, just no compassion, no emotion. Then Jackie goes on to chastise Quad for not texting people back or calling people back on time. And Quad still concedes that, yes, she is at fault and vows to do better and hugs it out with Jackie. Honestly, though, what beef did Quad ever have with Jackie? And saying we're not connected enough for me to know if you'd purposefully leak a video clip that would cause major backlash for me on social media. Haven't you been filming with Quad for like 10 years, Dr. Jackie? You can't be serious. Guys, I really didn't think this was right or fair. Everything is not Quad's fault or Quad's fault solely, but I was glad to see somebody at least give Quad a little bit of grace and a hug. But then it got worse, again from my perspective. Quad goes to humble herself to none other than Simone, and I had a real problem with that as well.
You delivered some hell of information to me back in Napa, and it hurt me. It did. But I want to let you know that I hear you. I hear you. And I thank you for being there for me.
She thanked Simone. Really? After the way Simone carried on just moments before, yelling and having a fit, getting so worked up, she couldn't even respect Quad's wishes to not talk about her family tragedy. I mean, this caused Quad to just break down on stage, and Quad then turns around and thanks Simone for her support.
Did you show up for her last year?
Absolutely. After the Met Gala, she had an incident, a tragic, at her home.
What was it?
Simone. Because friendship is not about this platform. It is about our real lives.
Quad, if Simone really cared about you, she wouldn't have come for you on stage the way she did, knowing how badly your family member's death affected you. Simone could have at least apologized for that. I mean, I want to see more accountability here, but on both sides. But at least Simone was willing to hear Quad out, and I guess that's all Quad wanted.
I was angry, I was mad, I was hurt, I was saddened, and we have lost out on a number of years, and I'm tired of it. I want it over. I receive it. I do.
Now, they played this up in the previews like it was some big confrontation, but it really wasn't much of anything.
You think I'm a cheater to say?
Bruh, I don't know what you doing.
No, don't play like you ain't known me for 10 years. Do you think it or not?
Do I think that you
Yeah.
cheated? I don't know.
Dr. G just seemed scared to say what he was really thinking right to Dr. Damon's face.
I mean, it's a yes or no. He asked a yes or no question. And it's a yes or no. I would say no.
So tell me why this led to such a big fallout between Dr. G and Heavenly, with Heavenly calling him the P word on Twitter, then taking it down. And Dr. Heavenly going off on her lives about how upset she was with Dr. G, calling him all kinds of names. This brief little interaction between Dr. G and Damon absolutely did not call for all that ranting and raving, unless there's more to come in the third part of the reunion. Otherwise, I don't really see what the big deal was. But moving on to Dr. Kima, who looked a fool if you ask me, coming on here backpedaling about how his wife was so well trained. I was like, get him, Dr. Eugene, call him out.
You were actually saying women are doing too much.
In relationships, not in society in general.
You kind of were saying just in general. You said all these women.
I'm taking it out of context.
You said all these
Here
women
have been running things for too long.
Yeah, don't try and tell people they took anything out of context. We all know what we heard.
When I said I meant it in a relationship standpoint, like between a married man and a married woman in heterosexual relationships.
Well, in my opinion, me and my wife are equals in our home. But that doesn't make me less of a man because I value her and think she's on the same level as I.
Yes, Dr. Eugene, that's why he's the favorite of all the husbands on here. A husband and a wife can be equals without the husband feeling like he's any less of a man. Though Kima comes back and says, well, someone has to be the decision maker, so I think the split between a husband and wife should be more like 51-49 instead of 50-50. Okay. So the definitive line between husband and wife is solely based on decision-making purposes? What about all the other things that go into supporting a family and a household? As the ladies pointed out to Alicia, they said, Alicia, you work and take care of the kids while also taking care of the cooking and cleaning. So what exactly does Kima do? And she was like, well, he's a doctor, so he provides for the family. And I'm like, again, you are a dentist and real estate agent and provide as well. So this still isn't making any sense. You take on double the responsibility of the household, but can't be the final decision maker because Kima is the man or the husband. Okay, girl, if that makes sense to you, so be it. If you like it, I love it. But you all let me know what you think. Do you all think Kima was backpedaling about having Alicia well trained? Do you think Quad should have stood up for herself more, or were her apologies needed for things to move forward? Be sure to drop down in the comments and share your thoughts and opinions. And of course, if you've made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. Please go ahead and hit that like button if you got anything out of the content. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and don't forget to click that notification bell for updates. Thank you.